Hi and welcome to my channel. I'm Alex and this is In the Kitchen with Alex. Today I'm going to be preparing eggplant meatballs. These vegetarian, vegan meatballs are surprisingly delicious and extremely easy to make. I'm substituting eggplant for the meat in these meatballs.
Alright, so I'm just going to cut the eggplants into little sort of easy to steam bite-sized pieces. I leave the skin on. There's good nutrients in the skin.
I'm just going to put these straight into the pot that I'm going to steam them in.
Pour in just enough water to cover the bottom. I'm going to cover it and let it steam on the stove. All right, these are steamed. We just want them to be tender and easily mashable. You can see that there's a lot of water in here still, so I'm going to do my best to transfer as little water as possible. Eggplants are watery by nature, and the steaming certainly added more to it. So I'm going to transfer it to this bowl and let it cool. All right, this has cooled a little bit. There's still a little liquid in here, so I'm going to drain a little more of that liquid in there, out of it. And I'm going to add about a teaspoon of salt, good healthy handful of Italian seasoning. And I'm going to use dried garlic and dried onion powder, and that's going to help dry out the eggplant just a little bit. So this is just garlic powder, and I'm going to add, I like it garlicky, so I'm going to add a good couple tablespoons worth. And probably about the same for the onion powder. That's going to help dry things up just a bit. I'm also going to add about a teaspoon of cracked black pepper. And then I'm going to do a little squirt of tomato paste, probably about a tablespoon worth, just for some good flavor. Okay. And we're going to mash it all together now. I find using a fork very easy. You can use a potato masher if you like, but the eggplant should be soft enough that you can do it with a fork. I'm going to turn my oven on at this point and preheat it to 375. You should taste your seasonings. Mine needs a little more salt. If you want to add an egg to help bind it, you can do so at this point. I don't think it's necessary, so I'm leaving it out. I want this to be a vegan meatball, so I'm leaving out the egg, and I'm just to add the breadcrumbs. So I have this panko breadcrumbs. You can use gluten-free breadcrumbs if you are gluten-free. Any kind of breadcrumbs you have and like, you can use in this. And I'm going to start with a cup. And I'll mix it up, and I'm just looking for everything to kind of come together. It smells really good, very garlicky. All right, I think that this needs a little bit more, so I'm going to do another half a cup. That looks great to me. So let's get ready to bake these. I'm going to use my little cookie scoop, small cookie scoop, and you can use whatever size you want for your meatballs. I prefer the small one because I believe that any bigger and they may be too gooey on the inside, these get dried out perfectly in a good kind of a way, dried out well. You don't want mushy meatballs. I'm going to bake them close. They're not going to change size. If anything, they're going to shrink a little bit. So I'm going to bake them close to each other so I can get as many on here as possible. I was able to get 33 meatballs out of these. I'm gonna go ahead and pop them in the oven now. Okay, here they are, fresh out of the oven. They're crispy and golden on the outside and soft and tender on the inside. They freeze really, really well, and they're absolutely delicious on a little spaghetti with tomato sauce. They're very satisfying. I highly recommend them.
Thank you so much for cooking with me today. I hope you have a great day.